GM, it's the 23rd of Feb, and this is your Solana Daily Debrief long form edition, starting with Bonk. So, if you've come from Ethereum, maybe you bought some Bonk via the bridge, or maybe you bridged some. I actually haven't, so I can't give you any information other than you're potentially going to get an airdrop from Wormhole. Next up, we've got Texture Finance. If you've got some JTO or other tokens like JLP and Jup, and if you want a USDC loan, then you can use Texture. I'll quickly show you. So you just go to texture.finance and then click on borrow and lend tokens. And here you basically lock your token. So I've got some Jup here. So I can go and lock that and I can go and borrow some Sol. Or if I don't want Sol, I can go and borrow USDC sometimes. Let's go here, here. We should be good. 24 Jup. That will give us this amount. We could borrow this and then confirm in our wallet. And borrow is successful. Just keep in mind a couple of things. This collateral, 24 Jup, is currently worth more than this. However, of course, if Jup falls down, then you may not want to actually pay it back, which is understandable. But if this is worth more, then you must remember to pay it back. Otherwise, the lender in 7 days' time will come and take this collateral. Also, the interest, it's only 37 cents here, but it's actually quite a bit. So just keep that in mind. Now, it's only 7 days, so that's fine. But really, when you work it out, you're looking at paying around 208% APY. Or in 1 week, it's about 3.5%. Also remember, if you want some tokens yourself, maybe you want some more Bonk with Jup or with USDC, you want some JLP, JTO, Jup, or Sol, then you can actually go and use this way. So as an example, long-term JLP, in my opinion, is definitely going to go up. So I might go and put in $50. And if the person doesn't pay back, I will get JLP, assuming, of course, that someone takes this offer, or I will get an APY annualized at 90%. So we'll place offer and confirm. Now, someone still needs to accept this offer. That's Texture. Now, Rain.fi has something similar, introducing the first SPL loans for Solana NFTs so you can farm droplets, while diamond handing your favorite NFTs. So let's just have a look at Rainfi, and then we'll go here, and then we'll borrow. And we have NFTs as an option, but we also have tokens. Once again, it's quite expensive. So we might select USDC, and then these are our options. So I don't think we've got JLP here. We don't. We do have Jup though. So if I want to borrow some Jup, I can do so like this. We can see the APR is very, very high though. That's 3 days. For 7 days, this is this. And this one here for 7 days is very reasonable. And also you're receiving these droplets. I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I'm sure you need to work it out yourself. But you can see you can also reverse it if you want to provide Jup. Quite a few people have a decent amount of Jup. So let's say you've got like 10,000 Jup and then you wanted to go and borrow some USDC. Well, the APR is still pretty hefty, but maybe that's okay with you. Just remember you have to return the USDC and the interest, this amount here, in 7 days to get back your Jup. Otherwise, you lose it. Cal's done a thread on Pike Finance. Now, I've not looked into it, but there's a decent amount of research into this, so I'm putting it on your radar. So it's basically lending and borrowing using different chains. Now, this is exciting because it does need to happen. However, it's also scary because different chains have different setups and the exploit potential is much higher. So just keep that in mind. Now, if there was insurance or something like that against exploits, then fine. But quite often in the early stages, there's not going to be any sort of insurance. Anyway, this is the airdrop potential. So if it kind of whets your appetite, look into it. How to get the airdrop? There's a few ways. Of course, you can go and use it. The first thing is getting a beta maxi Discord role. It's open and closes on Feb 25th. So you've got a couple of days left and you have to lend the following assets and quantity to get it. Total cost 500 USD. Bit of ETH, some USDC, ARB, and some OP tokens. So you'd have to be in quite a few chains in order to make that happen, but maybe that's something you're interested in. You'll also get an airdrop if you hold one of these collections. This one down the bottom here, I've never heard of it, but this, of course, is the collection from Pike Finance. Come on down a little bit further. We all know that by holding an NFT, it can increase our chances of an airdrop, or at least getting more points or something like that. The speculation here is pretty simple. First things first, this is actually not on Solana. This dApp is not on Solana. They've officially said they will integrate other L1s such as Solana in the near future. But of course, the goal would be in the future, lend ETH and borrow Sol, or borrow Sol and lend ETH. Now, I would love for this to happen. I really would, especially if there was insurance in the future. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it, but these things can take quite a bit of time to kind of play out. Anyway, the TLDR is, if you like this, maybe get yourself one of these NFTs. Also, if you have a partnership, then go and join the Discord, like if you have a Mad Lad, and then if you can, use their product. The current floor price is 9.59 Sol. However, the sell now is just over 8. So there's been a few buys happening because the floor price was 8, but not enough to bring up this sell now price. Next up, GolfN. This is going to be a little bit more of an expensive NFT project, and it's all about basically their dApp. Let me see if I can show like a screenshot or something like that. I have got some pre-sales and I do want to learn how to play golf. But basically you get these in packs and then you earn rewards when you go and play golf. So that in 20 seconds is what GolfN is. They've been advised by smart golfers, smart crypto people, and I do think it's going to have a decent amount of success. Now, what you may be interested in is trying to get an allow list spot in our Genesis Mint via Tensor. So to enter, join our Clubhouse, Discord, follow on Twitter, and submit your Sol address. Bonus points for a retweet. And you just go and do this. Jupiter's Perp platform has generated over 20 million fees since its launch 3 months ago, and 70% of the fees generated go to the JLP pool. I know people have requested that I actually cover JLP more. I've covered it a few times, but basically this is an aggregate of a bit of wrapped Bitcoin, quite a bit of Sol, some ETH, some USDC, and some USDT, and it also gets 70% of the fees from the Perp stacks. So will it outperform Sol in the long run? Maybe not. But is it worth holding? Maybe. Next up, we've got Cab from Claynos. Now, there's a few people in my DMs saying things with a little bit of speculation, but I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to put out anything that's going to make people think that the price is going to go up, and then they go to Tensor and they use price lock and they put on a long, and then all of a sudden it doesn't go up at the cost of Claynos, and then they're unhappy. Having said that, if you think this information is worth a long, go and use price lock. I've got a tutorial on it. So basically, the call we just finished was wild. I've really been this excited. Lately, studios are pitching to us, and it's special to find ourselves on that side of the table. We're close to onboarding a gaming and entertainment powerhouse into their first Web3 build under the Clayno hood. Be patient with us, as we've always strove to surprise and over-deliver. We've made a name for ourselves in such a short period of time across all Web3. Soon things are going to get crazy. I mean, this is pretty bullish, to be honest, but does this reflect directly into the NFT price immediately? What I see these guys doing is something very, very similar to what Pudgy Penguins has done, and that is just basically getting the IP out there. Now, some people would say that Pudgy Penguins' IP is quite lazy. I believe initially the art was drawn by someone just on Fiverr, and then it was rugged and then de-rugged and whatnot. But at the end of the day, people just want floor price to go up, and they want to be a part of something. That's really as simple as it is, and maybe this is something you want to be a part of. On the subject of Claynos, I did miss this the other day, but there is a Dactyl raffle coming up. So this is, I'm not sure what this is worth, maybe 200 Sol, something pretty high. So how does this Dactyl raffle work? OG collection, 1 ticket. Saga collection, 1 ticket. And then if you've held for a month, this grants you an extra ticket to a maximum of 16 extra tickets. And then Claynosaurs with a class provides a multiplier. This is the OG collection only. Class selection before end of Feb, 1.5, and before end of March, 1.25. So if you have a Saga collection, like I do, a Saga Clayno, then this class selection doesn't actually apply to you. And here you can see the breakdown of potential tickets. Coming down here, how to get Dactyl raffle tickets as a holder, snapshot for ticket allocation on March 26th and March 30th. Claim tickets are on a dedicated web page in April, and Claynosaurs can be listed with unclaimed tickets until April 13, and then the live stream to reveal the winners on April 14. And if you're a non-holder, you can purchase a ticket for 0.1 Sol. When that all happens in April, maybe Sol's like 140, 150 or more dollars. So 1 ticket for $15, kind of think that's a little bit pricey. Like there's potentially going to be 200,000 tickets. So we'll see what happens, but maybe this has to come down a little bit. but we'll see what happens. Do you use Brave browser? I do. I do not have any ads showing though, but if you do, you can get some BAT rewards and you can get them sent straight to your Solana address. So this is very cool. Photo finish live, introducing Bonk Raceway. So this is very, very cool. And also, I didn't even know this. So if you want to race on the Bonk Inu Raceway, click here to claim a free trainer horse and you can race for free today. You just come here, you claim, you have to put in your email address, password, etc. and you go from there. I personally haven't done it, but you can give it a go. I'm sure it's pretty easy. The UI, the UX, it's quite simple. If you're staking your Pyth, make sure you go and vote, cast your vote today. It's very, very simple. Just go and connect your wallet. Go ahead and just click yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. You've got 5 days and 18 hours and 42 minutes remaining or thereabouts. But this is very simple. You may think why there's not really any point in me going adding my 500 votes, but it's a good idea for you to vote. And maybe in the future that vote means something. Maybe you also get rewarded because it's a good idea to not just be subjected to voter apathy. Helius Labs has gone ahead and done a Series A $9.5 million raise to further their expansion. There's a new listing. Kamino Finance has a points market, as we know, and now you can trade these points on Whales market. Now there's been a little bit of confusion here. So Jay had this confusion, so I imagine quite a few other people are going to have it as well. And that is, you don't actually trade the points. You trade the points for Sol in a sense, of course, but then you have to trade the tokens when you get the tokens for the Sol. That's how it's done. So if we have a quick look now, we can see what it's worth. I don't have a huge amount of points in Kamino, but here's Kamino Points over here. We can just click on it like so. I have maybe 2 million points. You can see this person has 10 million points. However, I guess it's been filled, but not super fast. This seems to be about the price here. Or we can have a look and see what's been filled for Kamino. Yeah, everything is filling reasonably fast. So if I've got 2 or 3 million points, and maybe I've got 3 million, then maybe my airdrop at the moment is worth about $2,400 at the high end. Now keep in mind, you're speculating on points. Sometimes it's going to work out really well for you. Other times it isn't. So do a little bit of research. And personally, if I had quite a few points, I would probably sell some because I'm very bullish on Kamino. I would also keep some so I have some of their future token. Anyway, that's all for today. If you found value, make sure you follow me for more daily Solana news. Catch you in the next video.